So there are a multitude of rights that we can talk about. Let's talk first about your constitutional and your Fourth Amendment rights. Fourth Amendment, that's the one that says that you are free from searches, seizures, those kind of things of your person and your property. What that means for you, though, is if you are pulled over and an officer asks to search your vehicle, you can tell him, no, you do not have permission to search my vehicle. If an officer approaches your house, comes to your door, and asks to search your house, you can tell them, no, you do not have my permission to search my house. Officers, outside of exigent circumstances, which is basically a fancy way of saying an emergency situation, or a warrant, must have your permission to search your house, and you do not have to give them that permission to search your house, search your car, or search your person. If we're talking about your Fifth Amendment right, that is the right to confront and cross-examine people that are accusing you of a crime. This is ultimately what your right to trial is. At a trial, it's the state's job, it's the government's job to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, and they do that by bringing witnesses in to testify against you. Of course, you have the right to bring your own witnesses, whether it be with a subpoena or with anything else. You can make those people come and appear and testify on your behalf. But the important thing is that the state or the government accusing you of committing a crime, they have to bring their witnesses. And you have the right to confront those people face to face in the courtroom and cross-examine them to see if what they are saying, if their story, in fact, makes sense, plausible, reasonable, if the officer followed policy, procedure, if the person working the lab and doing these test results, whether it be on blood samples, alcohol samples, drug samples, if they followed the scientific method that you're supposed to follow to get to these results in the lab. That's your Fifth Amendment rights. Also important are your Miranda rights. Your Miranda rights are what we've heard on TV all the time. It is, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you, and anything that you say can and will be used against you. And whenever they say that last part, anything that you say can and will be used against you, they mean it. Because I've seen numerous times where a client comes in and tells me, I told an officer one thing, and what's written into an arrest affidavit, what's written into a warrant affidavit is something that is similar, but words, details, or even just the way that it's said is changed just enough to implicate the person giving the statement whenever he or she is thinking they're doing themselves a favor. They are clearing their name by going and talking to the officer, when in fact, they are making things worse for themselves. So, in the event that an officer approaches you, even if they have not given you your Miranda warnings, you need to go ahead and say, am I being detained or am I free to leave? After that, if an officer does give you your Miranda warnings, you need to immediately let him know that you are going to remain silent and you will not speak without a lawyer. You need to make these statements up front and clear, no ifs, ands, or buts about them, that you are absolutely going to remain silent and will not speak without an attorney present. Those are your rights, and the most important rights that you need to know about your case, specifically when it comes to your right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures, your right to confront and cross-examine your accusers, and your rights that you have at the time an officer approaches you and that you may possibly be arrested. Thank you for sticking around until the end of this video. If you found the information in the video helpful or informative or entertaining, do me a favor. Click the subscribe button and ring the bell notification so you can be a part of the first 1,000 subscribers to this channel, and you'll get notified every time we post a new video, podcast, or other information that you may find helpful. If you have questions about a criminal case and you want to talk to me, then scan the QR code over here or check the link in the bio below. And if you have questions about an expungement, need an expungement for an old case, scan this QR code over here, or use the link that's in the bio below. And if you want to watch another video that I've made, just click this one right here.